$100,000 question. It all has to boil down to, you know, how you feel about it and how open you are and how you worked on yourself, that if you can trust the direction that you're moving into. So I feel myself, those what if questions are very interesting, and it could play either way, but it's not about what's going on out there. Ultimately, it's what I do within myself in response to what's going around out there. It could be anything, and that's the play that actually is in this whole galactic super wave kind of energy. It's not about the details so much. It's about how you respond to the thing that's going on, the energy that's being put forth outside of ourselves. And if naturally you want to have a resistance or you want to analyze it, that's a natural and probably an intelligent, intellectual way of going about things. But this is something new. We're never going to know those answers, you know. But what we do know is, one thing we do know, we have that power inside ourselves, and we have to trust that at some level and go with it, you know. If you work on yourself and you're surrounded by light, I think you won't be fooled by that light. I think you'll flow right into where it needs to be. And if it's negative, it'll be transformed into positive.
Right.
No doubt about it, because that's the power
right.
of that light.
It's like we have the power to change our own DNA structure. We could change it. We could pretty much do anything because we are eternal God creators, or creator gods, as I heard that term, and I love it. So I'm going to start saying that.
And you don't want to project, like that. David was also talking about, we have all these doomsday scenarios. It could be this and all these different timelines, and it gets real complicated, you know, the dates, the times, the scenarios. And we don't want to overanalyze that, and we don't want to focus on these negative things that are coming our way, because you know, you're projecting into that, and you're actually feeding into that hologram. That will be your experience. It might be other people's experience. And I remember the guru was telling me way back when, you create your own experience, and you know, whatever you believe is what's going to be your ultimate reality, and you have to work very hard on yourself. Forget about what's going on around you. Important to have the knowledge, so you have the power to understand how to make the better choices, but it's all about, you know, working on yourself right now, because we're all these little beams of light, and we're ready to, you know, shine this one beam of light and move into this other dimension. But you know, you have to actually turn on the, you know, you have to actually turn yourself on. You have to actually, you know, move with it. And then those around you might catch on and understand, because it's not something that's easily taught because of experience. It has to be learned through experiencing it through others, I would imagine, and that's how it's going to move. So very interesting question, Nate. I'd love to meet you sometime and toss around some ideas. But I think the ultimate thing is envision the better world that you want to see, the better place that you want to be, the peace and the love. Envision that as much as you can, because we have a shot at it, and nobody's going to take that away as far as I'm concerned. I'm going down. You know, nobody's taking away my peace.
Right on. And it's like third density here on Earth. We look at the whole power structure as a pyramid, but if you don't know, we've been infiltrated by higher density beings, like fourth density beings, coming in, and everything is holographic. Everything is a hologram. So they infiltrate our whole system by creating this hologram effect on us, which they do through all the programming and, you know, the television and all sorts of means they could get their hands on to control us and keep us within this box. So just by thinking, you know, what if I could do this, or what if I could do that, just getting your brain running, you know, kind of like exercise, and you work your brain every day, it's going to grow stronger. That's what you do, and you could create your own reality. You just throw those ideas out there, put it out into the, you know, the ether, and that's going to go through everybody. We all share the same breath. We all share the same cosmic consciousness. So by putting it out there, it's always going to exist, and who knows who's going to run on that next and create something even bigger.
Right.
You know?
And they were even saying the super mind, the intelligent mind of the consciousness, pretty much creation of other beings, very similar to us, even styles of clothing. I mean, even the basic things, you know, if we needed vehicles or housing or, whatever you would need to live a life. I think I was reading there was like 67 million planets with people like us on them, as far as they were, one of the scientists was saying, there's a possibility of at different levels of our evolutionary stage. But it's just because this mind, the mind of the Creator, is one mind. It's not so very different in other parts of the universe. And so there are different levels, even if they're fourth and fifth density, like we were saying, they still need vehicles. They're highly evolved. They know how to do a lot of holograms and things that are scientifically incredible, that we would look like as miraculous or even impossible, not understanding, just like electricity would have been a miracle, way back in the Stone Age. We can't be fooled by that, because that's just a level of their intelligence. They haven't reached the level of knowing that it's all God, it's all good, it's all one being moving into this lightness of consciousness. And that's why the sixth and seventh density beings don't even need bodies or any physical kind of things to navigate through. They can communicate telepathically, and they do have that quarantine around us, but like I said, that because there is a negativity from the beings on our planet, from all of us, I'm not saying that I don't have any negativity either. We all have something that we have to work on to bring more light into, and that's what our path is here on this planet.
Right.
And all the souls here, I'm understanding, are, that's why there's so much overpopulation and there's so many new souls, but all the souls are here now collectively to witness this shift at whatever level of consciousness or evolutionary consciousness that they're at, because it's going to have an effect on everything. And there's not going to be any way we can compare this for life before and life after. It's just going to be so different. It's just going to be so hard to explain. I'm certainly looking forward to this as being more of a birthing of us, growing into the being that we need to be, to bring a harmony with throughout the universe. Not only our galaxy, but all the other galaxies. We're all hanging in the balance. So that's how important it is, and how unimportant it is that we don't really have to do anything but work on ourselves.
Right, so it is easy. So keep things stupid simple as a motto. You'll accomplish a lot by having that mentality. Something else I heard, that we're the only planet where we actually have to pay for things on our planet. All other planetary systems and civilizations, everything is provided free in abundance because of free energy. We don't have to pay for automobiles. They don't have to go work. They get to work on themselves, their consciousness. They get to upgrade their spirituality, which is the purpose we're living in the first place. It's just the controllers, the manipulators, got us, working, and so we don't have time for ourselves. We don't have time for our children, so we can't accomplish nothing on the spiritual level, not realizing the collective consciousness and this whole propaganda that has been spread throughout this entire earth.
Well, this is that third density, and it's all about power and greed. It's like the Neanderthal man thrashing and bashing. We haven't gotten too far. We may know how to make prettier houses and have better plumbing and systems like that, but we're still polluting our waters and using a lot of chemicals in our crops and
doing
food.
Things like all backwards.
We're doing everything. We might as well have Neanderthal man.
It's like we're killing ourselves.
Yeah, so we haven't evolved. It's just a point of, we got sophisticated with money and the system and the monetary. Nobody really understands it, but it's all a hoax. It's all
designed to fail and keep us trapped.
It just reminds me of the Wizard of Oz, and when you look behind the screen there, it was just a little man, with a bunch of systems in place that he could scare you, into feeling like you need them, to help you, that there's larger than life. And that's not true, and this is the point where we're at in our evolutionary stage, is that when we realize that